Hello everyone, the Kentucky Patriot here. We're out on the range today. If you want to know what's going on here, this is my quarantine look. And they tell you gotta have some social distancing, so this is about as distant socially as we can possibly be. Just so happens we have these bullets that loads of bacon is casted for us. We got the flat nose, we got the kind of the concave, then the deep hollow point. These deep hollow points weighed in at about 347 grains, so I don't try to pretend to be something that I'm not. I can follow a chart when it comes to reloading, but when you get something that's off the chart like this for a lead bullet, that's 347 grain hollow point, I had to call in the professional, so I had to call loads of bacon, and we kind of worked up a load because I'm not sure if you remember those ones I showed you how long they are. These actually go way down deep into the case, so I had them all pretty much loaded and ready to go. But the 454 that I've got, there is no basically distance between the chamber and the barrel. So these have to be, what I'm saying is you really have to watch your overall length, because I had these reloaded and they done fine. This one, basically the cylinder gap is what I'm talking about. When the flat nose came through, it wouldn't turn in the cylinder gap, so I actually had to press these in a little bit more so it'd fit into the cylinder, and then that way you could spin it and shoot it and fit into the chamber okay. So we got a few things we're going to try to do today. Hopefully I'm going to try to make 3 different videos today to try to bring to you this week where everybody's quarantined. Hopefully bring you out on here on the range with us and just enjoy some time with us together. Beautiful day here in Kentucky. We're fortunate. But what I'm going to try to do is first start off with just water jugs. And the reason I want to start off with water jugs, I know it's very common for me to shoot and I do it a lot, but I want to see if a hollow point really is beneficial with a round like this. As we know, that's what majority about everybody carries for self-defense, because we know it's crucial when it comes to 9mm and 45, stuff like that. You want bullet expansion. But the reason I'm curious about these hollow points is I'm going to shoot a hollow point, and then I'm going to shoot a flat nose, try to recover the bullet, but my theory is we're still going to get expansion out of the flat nose just like we will the hollow point. I don't know, maybe not, but I think a bullet going this fast, this big, hitting something solid like water, we know water stops bullets. I think you'll still get expansion out of the flat nose, but there's one way to find out, and that's what we're getting ready to do. We reloaded these, but we want to again say thank you to Loads of Bacon. He casted these bullets on his own time. He mailed them to me. He's just a great guy. I appreciate him so much. Thankful for the gun community. So if you don't know who Loads of Bacon is or the Reloaders Network, please check him out, because this comes all courtesy of him, his knowledge, the bullets that he casted and everything. So we're going to try the hollow point first out of the 454 Casull, 347 grain lead casted bullet. He even done them Kentucky blue for me into these water jugs. Let's see if we can't recover this bullet. Well, we've got plenty of devastation. It was a lot of fun. I got good news and bad news. The bad news is it come through. Looks like it turned a little bit right here, come out right here, hit this jug. We did not recover the hollow point. That's the bad news. The good news is I've got more loaded up, plenty more water jugs, so let's try this again. We were cleaning up the range here, getting ready for the next shot. I heard something in here, got to looking. This is not the bullet, just a fragment, but still pretty cool. And looks like you can see some deformity or fragmentation, but there's the Kentucky blue. And there's the fragment, and this is the only jug we got anything. So we'll set it up and try it again. Just thought that was cool. I thought you might want to see that fragment. Let's get to shooting. We're going to try this again, same drill, again with the hollow points. I'm going to do my best to dead center, see if we can get it right in the center, and hopefully recover this bullet. Let's see what we got here. I think we got it this time. This is pretty interesting. It come in right here. Looked like it come out the very bottom here, but yet somehow it still went through this. It's amazing how, and here we are in this. Hear that? That's 6 water jugs. That's a whole lot of jugs. And again, some good news and bad news. The good news is we recovered the bullet. It sure flattened out on the end. The bad news is it washed off my Kentucky blue. I still got a little bit of blue right there, but I'm certainly going to keep that for a souvenir. That is pretty cool, pretty neat. So you can see the expansion there. Pretty fun stuff. People ask me about the recoil of a 454, and I'm not trying to be macho. I'm not trying to sound tough. Now, if you shorten the barrel and have a smaller gun, it's going to be a little bit different for you. But a heavy gun like that with a big barrel, there's no pain. It's a joy to shoot. If you're a first-time shooter, you may want to get a little bit of experience first, but if you've shot something like a 357 Magnum or a 44 Magnum before, then you can certainly handle a 454. Like I said, in this configuration, because I've shot like the 500 Smith & Wesson Magnum, and the Smith & Wesson Magnum's the same way. If you're shooting 300 grain bullets, you're okay. Now, when we went to the range that day and we shot those 700 grain, now we went with Kentucky Ballistics, that was definitely, I mean, you shoot that a time or two, that's probably all you want. But the recoil here, if you like big bore, is totally manageable, a lot of fun, and you can see it performed pretty well. It was a beautiful day when we got here. Now it's starting to cloud up. I'm going to try to get a couple more videos in. But if it starts getting too much worse, we may have to go in and do those videos later. I apologize because I told you we was going to try to do more. But I've got a range bag, ammo, guns that I don't really want to get wet. So we'll just have to see how it plays out. But anyway, everything's the same with this one, except we're doing the flat nose this time. It weighs in a little bit heavier than the hollow point. I think it was like 354 or something like that around what I weighed it earlier. So we're going to try the flat nose, see if I can catch it in a water jug, and see how she performs. As you can see, the shot was right on. Went through, I'm shocked, 6 water jugs. I can't believe that water stops bullets, as you well know. They were a little heavier than the hollow points, but this is what I can't believe. I just use these because they're basically useless to me now. I taught the concealed carry course, my wife and I, here in Kentucky, and they passed the constitutional carry. So you can still take the class. It's good for other states, but you know, the class size has dropped tremendously. So I had these books, and you can see they're pretty big books. As you know, books and paper stop bullets. But it went through 6 water jugs, this book, and I was hoping maybe we could find it in this book. But as you can see, it went right through this book. So there's no way to find that bullet. I think I've got enough jugs. I'm going to try it again with the flat nose and see if I can recover the bullet. Again, my apologies. I am shocked. I was not expecting that. I thought 6 water jugs would be enough, let alone the books. I thought maybe if it does penetrate these books, it will sure stop it, but I was wrong. So I'll set something else up and let's see what we can come up with. And again, I apologize, but it's starting to rain. It's starting to sprinkle now and cloud up. I've got my 1911 with me. I've got another gun with me. I've got my range bag and ammo and all my goodies. So I apologize. This will probably be the only video we get today. But this time I've got 7 jugs stacked up. And that's the thing, they wasn't giving rain today, so I hate it. But I've got 7 jugs this time with 4 books. If it goes through this, we're just going to deem this the elephant killer and the ultimate round ever made. So here we go. And I really hate that again. I don't mean to beat a dead horse. I got a lot to be thankful for. But I had my 1911, my 454, my all-time favorite gun, my all-time favorite caliber. Had the all day off, so well. Even had my quarantine look going on for you guys. Anyway, I'm gonna shoot it. We'll see what happens. This is about our last hurrah here. That last shot with the flat nose. Sorry, bugs bothered me there. Went out the side, wasn't able to recover it. So I got all my water jugs that I've got left, plus a ton of books. So I'm hoping we can hopefully recover this flat nose against these water jugs and these books. Let's see what happens. That was all my water jugs. Things didn't go as planned today. Let's see what we've got here. We can see the total devastation. It looks like it went through this water jug. It looks like it missed this water jug. So it went through these definitely and got all the way to here and center punched this one. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. You can see here, it looks like it kind of grazed it right here or here. I think this is the way I had it set up. So I think it come in here and it grazed and come out the side here. So it kind of went up and out this way. It scattered my books. So I'm hoping I caught it in my books. I see a big hole in that one. So let's see what happens. But it went through 1, 2, 3, 4, hit this one 5, grazed this one 6, missed the 7th one. And I'm telling you, it went completely through this book. I mean, completely through it. I mean, there's my finger completely through this one. I'm hoping it'll be laying here somewhere or in one of these books. Hit this book, tore it, complete pass through. Here's the moral of the story, whether we find this book or not. If you're going to Alaska, or you're going in big bear country, or you're going on an African safari where there's dangerous game, talk to Loads of Bacon. Get him to catch you some bullets. You're going to be fine. Even if you meet a 3-headed werewolf and 5 zombies and they're in line, this thing's going to take them all out with one shot. Here we go. Okay, this is interesting. She can bring the camera over here. This is interesting, because I can see where it hit this book and left a mark. I can even see the Kentucky blue. I'm so glad he done that blue. You see, it's a bit hard to tell, but see, he knows what he's doing. Hit this blue and did not go through. So what that tells me, this one's okay all the way around. So what I may do is turn this camera off real quick, and we will look for this bullet. Let me check these real quick. This one's okay. These are okay over here. So what I'm hoping, now it's going to be kind of hard to see. I hope there's still some blue on it, but it could have deflected and went way over here somewhere. I don't know. But we'll turn this camera off and we'll begin to look, and hopefully we can recover it. And if not, I apologize. I've done my best. I've done everything I knew to do today. So we'll look for it. If I can find it, great. If I can't, I apologize. But again, Loads of Bacon, thank you. Had so much fun on the range today. Just really had a good day. So everything didn't go the way I wanted, and it doesn't in life. But man, we still got a lot to be thankful for. Out on the range, fresh air, plenty of social distance, shooting the big bore 454, getting sprayed with water on a beautiful spring day. So anyway, if I don't come back on here, it means we didn't find the bullet. But if I do find it, I will certainly be glad to show it to you. And at the end of this video, I may show the actual bullets that we shot that before they were reloaded, so you can take a good look at them again and how long they were. I take that back. I may do one more test. The sun's coming out. We're getting ready to go. The sun's coming out. Let me do one more thing, because what I wanted to see, speaking of those bullets, where they were so long, I was going to see if they tumble or not out of that platform with that barrel length. So what I may do is load one up real quick, and I may shoot something simple like cardboard or something to see if those bullets stay true or to see if they tumble a certain distance. So we'll look for this bullet real quick, and I'll try to do one more shooting video. But again, appreciate you guys watching. Just stay tuned here for one more scene, and we'd appreciate it. I don't believe this. Really, I didn't think we'd be able to find it, but I seen where we had shot a little bit of mud up here, and I thought, well, there's a little bit. I said, I'll dig over here. Well, I happened to find a rock, and I seen a little bit of blue on it where it had hit and kind of ricocheted off, and I thought it was the bullet. And my wife said, well, keep digging, and I did, and I kept digging and digging and digging, and look what I found. I was wrong. A hollow point does matter with these lead bullets. I really didn't think with this configuration that it would. I really didn't. What I thought was because they're lead and moving so fast, they would still what they call mushroom out or flatten out or expand just like the hollow point would. I don't care to tell you my experience and what I know. I also don't care to admit when I'm wrong. And I'm serious. I'm going to think, if I can remember, my mind slips. Remind me in the comments below if I do forget. I want to go back and mic this. I think there is so little to no deformity that I can reload this. I'm serious. I'm serious. And then, and I hope you guys know me by now, know I have no reason to lie to you. I don't think it's the one that deflected over here. I think these are the ones we didn't recover earlier. But while I was digging this, I told my wife, I said, grab the camera, grab the camera. I looked, and look at here. I did not touch it. I did not move it. Look right here. Here's one of the lids. Now, we do clean up our range afterwards, so don't think he's leaving this stuff up here. No, we're not. We pick up our stuff. Look at here. Another one of these flat nose. But this, I just now, still just a hair warm. It's still a little bit warm. So I guess this did deform out a little bit, but I do not think it was from the water. I'm sure it wasn't the paper. What I think happened is when it come over this way, it must have hit a rock. It must have hit something and lost a lot of its energy, but enough to deform the side of it because it hit something hard, but not enough to dig in the ground, because literally when I was digging this out of the ground, I dug this one out, and it was a pretty good piece in the ground. You can see my fingers, I haven't washed them off. Literally, I dug it out and told her to grab the camera. But you can see this one's still pretty good. Maybe a little flat on the end, just a hair right here, but still, I think I could reload this. But this one, we definitely see some deformity, but I think it hit something over here. So I didn't find the one that I thought I would, that I figured was expanded, that kind of ricocheted over that way. But I found the first two that we shot, which I never dreamed that I would, which is so awesome. And I really appreciate it, and that was so much fun, and I will certainly keep these as a memento, and this is just so cool. Yeah, let me shoot one more. The sun's coming back out now, so I may get more of a range day after all. But I'm going to shoot some maybe paper or cardboard or something, and to see how these bullets perform. Will they shoot straight? Will they start to turn? I'm going to scoot back a little bit farther, not shoot quite so close. The reason I was so close on these is because I was wanting to get a good solid hit to make sure it goes straight so it doesn't come out the side, but sometimes it still happens. But I'm going to back up a little bit and try it on some cardboard. Let's see if we can get these things to shoot straight. We step back a little bit. Distance is hard to judge on camera. But this is about 350 yards, and I feel pretty confident with my ability to shoot at 350 yards open sights. I'm pretty sure I can put both bullets in the same hole. I'm kidding. Honestly, I don't know the distance, but we did step back some. What I'm going to do is, I know I told you, I'm just going to see if the bullet shoots true, and I'm still going to do that. And this is my theory anyway. We'll be able to tell, but if the round goes in and it makes a perfect circle, we'll know it's right on. But where these bullets are long, I'm just curious to see if they'll tumble, and we'll know how it hits. And I was going to shoot a piece of cardboard, not necessarily do a penetration test, but I thought, well, we've got 20 some of these books up here, and I'm going to go ahead and do both. Maybe see if it shoots true, plus penetration as well. So I was just getting ready to shoot, and it got a gust of wind, and it blew those targets over. But that's basically what I'm going to do. And I've shot the hollow points, the deep hollow points, and then the flat nose. But I haven't shot the ones that are concave. They're a slight hollow point, but they're not. And maybe I'll show you all three of them side by side when I get back to the house. But it's not a deep hollow point like the other ones I shot. So I haven't shot any of these yet. They're the concave ones. So what I've got loaded up here is a hollow point and a concave one. And let's see if they shoot true at this distance. Let me fix my target, and I'll be right back. We got the target back up. Let's try it out and see what happens. My shot was a little bit off. But as you can see right there, that is a perfect hole. So at that distance, now I wasn't shooting at 100 yards, you know, if you shoot farther, it may start to tumble a little bit because they are really long bullets. But as you can see right here, our test proved pretty much that it's holding true, at least at that distance. And now as it goes through, you can still see even here, you've got a good, this was from earlier, this is one that we have upside down. But this right here, you can see, perfect little hole. And as we come back here, I see some bullet fragments and paper fragments. It's hard to tell because it hit low. And it went right here. You can see it's starting to scrape the bottom of it. So my shot placement wasn't the best, but so we didn't really get a deep pin. It must have come out the side here. You can see where it did. I was reloading, getting some stuff ready and setting up targets, and my wife was digging and she found this. She dug pretty deep to get it. I don't know. I don't think this is the one that veered off. It could be. I think this is probably one of the hollow points, but you can see it hit something and it sheared it off. These things got a lot of force, a lot of velocity, a lot of fun. Just thought it was neat. Thought I'd show you. So, in conclusion to today, man, I just had so much fun. You know, those, at least at that distance, did look like they shot true. They didn't yaw or tumble. So, looks like they're pretty accurate, right on. Again, thanks to Load to Bacon. And you got to sight your pistol in, as you guys well know. Now, those 250 grain wad cutters may hit different than these 347 grain hollow points. So, you know, different bullets, different designs, different materials. If you're shooting jacketed hollow point or whatever from Hornady, whatever you get from Federal, you know, as with any ammo, different grains, they may hit at different points. But you can see these, even though they're long, they're still hitting true. Like I said, when I get back, and I'll show you side by side of those full wad cutters he loaded me up last year, and I'll put them side by side. You can see the difference in the length. Very interesting, a lot of fun. Again, Bacon, appreciate your kindness. You loading those up or casting those for me, send them to me so I can load them up. You helped me with your knowledge of what grains and what powder to use, and we just had a lot of fun today. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you and your family are well. Stay safe, wash your hands, just use common sense. We want you around. We want you and your family safe. If you like what you see, please share this with your friends. It means a lot to us. Comment in the description below. As always, keep it family friendly. Got an Instagram page, Facebook page, the Kentucky Patriot. Really appreciate it if you would check that out. One more quick thing, Logic's Baits, and I'll leave the promo code. You put in the Kentucky Patriot 2015, you get 15% off. So you're looking for fishing equipment, you're looking to go fishing this year, check them out. Put in that promo code, save you 15%. We're back from the range, and to try to put it in perspective, if you've watched my videos and some of the 454 stuff that we have done at the range, you remember these full wad cutter rounds. And again, this is what Loads of Bacon had casted for me. And you see the crimp groove when up here, not the lower, the thicker groove, but the other groove. Best I remember, I pretty much used that crimp groove. I have to look at the bullets again, and I know I did on these are the semi wad cutters. This was the full wad cutter. This was a semi wad cutter, and again, I used the crimp groove when you know, reloading the brass. I crimped it right there around the crimp groove. But I want you to look at the difference. You can tell how much shorter the full wad cutter is than the semi wad cutter, and then what a great difference there is between the rounds I was talking about today. So see how long this bullet is, and you know, especially like I said, compared to this. And the reason I was saying that, when you have a bullet this long out of a revolver case, I didn't know if it would still shoot straight. Sometimes if you get too long of a bullet, I think that's what happened to 700 grain Smith & Wesson Magnum, they would yaw and turn and they wouldn't hold true. These seem to. I didn't know if they would or not, but I don't know if you can see the crimp groove. I'll get a close-up picture here in a minute. But I was not even able to come close to the crimp groove because you have to watch the overall length, and there is no cylinder gap in that 454. So if it goes past the cylinder, you can't turn it into the chamber. There's no cylinder gap whatsoever. So in order for him to fit into the chamber, I had to come way up here on the bullet itself, way up this way, way past that crimp groove, so I did not even come close to crimping on that crimp groove. I was way up here, so that's why I was curious, that long of a bullet, how would it perform? Would it still shoot straight? And I'm going to show you up close here in a second, but here's the flat nose that I was talking about and how well you can see that. They're all Kentucky blue. Again, thank you, Loads of Bacon. That was so kind of you, so awesome. And that's, of course, flat as it can be. Then you had these, I don't know what you'd call that, if you'd really call it a hollow point, because it does have a slight hollow cavity, but it's more of a concave cavity, or at least that's what I would call it, rather than a hollow point. And then we have the deep hollow point, as you can tell here. There's a big difference in that concave bullet versus the deep hollow point bullet. But we had a lot of fun today at the range. It was just a great day. Like I said, I thought the weather was going to turn bad. I almost thought it was going to rain, and the wind picked up. But we still had a lot of fun, made some videos today. Really appreciate you guys watching. I really do. I just made some great friends. I mean, you guys are just a class act, the gun community. And then that's how I met Loads of Bacon, through this YouTube channel. He's just been a great friend of this channel. He also is over the Reloading Network, and I ask that you check that out. A lot of shooting videos, a lot of reloading, just a lot of fun, a lot of good times. So again, had a lot of fun today. Hats off to Loads of Bacon. Thank you for casting these for me, mailing these to me, sending these to me, helping me with the reloading process when I had some questions. And appreciate you for watching. If you have any questions and you'd like to see video upcoming that you would like for us to do, let us know in the comments below. As always, keep it family friendly. May God bless you, the Kentucky Patriot. Signing off.